What are your thoughts on the state of the music industry? I work for Spotify, and so So, by the way, if any of you are Apple Music people, you guys can get the fuck out right now. Because on the one hand, and I think about in the podcast world, like it's amazing that anyone can have a podcast. You don't need an agent. There's all these third parties. You don't need those anymore. If you want to go do it, you can do it, and a loser like me can go make a podcast.
Yeah.
Ditto with music, too.
Same, yeah.
Any loser can go upload music to Spotify. Yeah. So, on one hand, that's amazing, because now everyone has access. All the gatekeepers are out.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is it's impossible to stand out. There's so many options, so many podcasts to listen to, so much music to listen to on all these different places that it's like, how the heck do I get any form of attention and therefore make money? So I'm just curious about how you think about all this.
I mean, I hear people whine all day about Spotify, obviously. And there are real reasons to whine about Spotify, let's be real. But the music industry, I think, undeniably is in the best place it's ever been in human history. I mean, it's undeniable. But it's funny, I think, I could go off on this. I think you have to know where to look now. Where before, it was a totally different game. Like, totally 100,000% different in like, even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and people are still using the same business model from like the 60s. Like what other business is like that? Where you get discovered and then a record label makes you into a star. There's that kind of thing. And nowadays you don't need a record label. You don't need that sort of huge apparatus that you needed before, because you can make movies on your phone. You can make all the content. You can record albums on your iPad, and the people saying it was better before, at least you get to make your own decisions now and sort of live and die by your own hand, I think. And another thing with that is you don't need to appeal to everybody. That's a big piece of it, I think. Before, you had these huge record labels that would make these people stars, and like Britney Spears, Britney Spears is sort of trying to be the widest audience possible. Just as many people play at the Super Bowl, play at the blah, blah, blah. But like nowadays, you can find pockets of audiences that support you much closer than they used to. You're not this far off celebrity. You can be this, a musician that they know almost. It's funny, but it's hard for audiences to wrap their brains around. I can feel it. But it's like someone like me can make a living doing music. I haven't had another job since I was like 18, and that idea, like I put out albums, I tour and play for people that listen, but not big audiences, not at all. But it's almost like if you think smaller nowadays, I think the return is much greater. And people are stuck in this mindset of whoever has the most attention is always the most successful musician, if that makes sense. So like it's harder to stand out in a huge national way. Yes, and the people that do stand out in a huge national way, I think it's nothing like it used to be. Like celebrity, like there's no Michael Jacksons. Like Taylor Swift is, I wasn't really around when Michael Jackson was huge in the 80s, but you can confirm probably. Taylor Swift is famous, but she's nowhere close to the famous of Michael Jackson, right?
I think she's the lone exception.
I think she's the
I don't think we have any Tom Cruises. Like I think in Hollywood, we don't have any Tom Cruises.
To movies. It goes. No. She's the most famous musician.
You're gonna get us canceled now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't care. No. All right. This is not any hating on Taylor Swift. This is not no. I'm just saying it's the media landscape is so different now. Where Michael Jackson, it used to be like every day, everyone would watch TV, everyone would watch SNL. Everyone has their phones now. Everyone has their own Spotify playlists. Everyone, how many combined Spotify plays do I have? Maybe 40,000 total. Taylor Swift does that probably every half a millisecond. You know what I mean? But I'm still getting by. I don't know. It's just interesting. I could talk about that for hours. Yeah.
Where do you hope to be in 5 years in your career?
Well, I've been opening for Liz Longley the past week, who's a great songwriter, and You know, she's playing rooms like this, but just sort of the bigger versions of them, you know, and for audiences that really, I mean, she's built it up over 15 years of touring, you know, and so 250 people are coming to the shows, and she's a perfect example, actually, where it's not, you know, she's not playing to stadiums, not playing it, you know, but she's doing pretty well and playing for audiences that really are there with her. You know, they've been following her for years, and they know about her life. She has Patreon. You know, they know about her kids. Like, it's just that, I would say, in that area. Yeah. Or Michael Jackson fame would be, but not Taylor Swift fame, though. It's different.
We'll get you out of here on this. What is your favorite thing about performing music?
I love just like connecting with people, you know?
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a sweet, like, I think I realized that performing sort of for like the glory, you know, it's something I think most musicians need to come to terms with. And this was something I witnessed in Nashville, is people that are performing for the glory of the audience, and you know, that fades so quickly. You know what I mean? Even doing small rooms and stuff, it's like that will take you nowhere, you know? So you have to, like, you know, last week I played a show for like 40 people, and this woman told me about her daughter who had committed suicide, and that her song for her daughter was Starry, Starry Night, you know, that song by Don McLean. Mm-hmm. And so I played that song in the set. Like, I sort of, you know, she asked me to do it, and I wasn't sure, but I wanted to do it. And like, the connection we had, you know what I mean? Like, bringing that kind of meaning to someone was really amazing for me.